All right, it's Thursday, February 22nd. Just thought I'd follow up on Coinbase here. I just shot a video moments ago showing how this low down here could be a TTO, taking out some liquidity on the downside before resuming the overall uptrend. I've shot some videos early in the day how this is right out of the gates here was an uptrend starting the day. We're on the daily chart. You have a 2 up day that targets up here to the 180 area on that time frame. We'll see, how much it wants to start working towards that. Of course, if it fails and has a 2 down day, then we'll expect those lows to be taken out. But for now, that's kind of the beginning of a move back up. The weekly chart is just kind of pausing after taking out its liquidity a little bit, but not really reversing, just kind of holding inside of here. So, the 2-day, 3-day pullback, whatever, is now starting back up. And then you had the good start to the day, started up. It didn't reach its pre-market high. It came very close, had the pullback here. Then we're pausing in this area, and you can sense anyone, buying the stock might have stops down here. So the market came down, took that area out, and now we see kind of the 15-minute chart heading back up. So if you aggressively jumped in down here, which I don't typically do, although sometimes you can, if you really sense, you have a strong conviction on the stock, you're up, pretty well over almost a 1.5. If you wanted to wait for the inside bar to the upside on the 15-minute chart, that's a way to play it now as it heads higher. If you looked at the 1-minute chart, I saw an opportunity here. Once it kind of held this blue line, that was kind of the stop. This is where it was taking out the stops. Try to come down there again and then start up. This was a good buy. So there's a lot of ways to view it. Even the 5-minute chart, you kind of watch it closely. It kind of held here for a bar. This bar kind of came down red, and then we closed green again. So this was an opportunity to buy. Now we're heading higher. I don't, there's no perfect way to do it, but you're generally looking at this area as the, the TTO, so to speak, triangle layout, taking out some stops on the downside with the overall continuity back to the upside with the target to the, high of the day and the pre-market high still. So it's heading higher. If you got in somewhere down here, you could really, treat it as a no-risk trade now as it continues higher. But that's kind of a good example of one type of way to look for, the market in an uptrend, taking out liquidity to the downside. I discussed how sometimes it occurs on the pre-market range where you take out those lows first, but you need other conditions in play, to feel comfortable that that's happening. In this case, this was an example of stock heading up, didn't reach its intraday target yet, didn't reach its daily target, and then kind of pulled back just to take out liquidity before, it looks like resuming higher. So we'll see where it goes by the end of the day. You can only judge price action, the 15-minute chart. Maybe we kind of hold in here and fail. I don't know. But at the moment, it was an opportunity to kind of set up what seems like kind of a no-risk scenario to see if that, in fact, was just taking out liquidity to work higher on the day. And that's what it has to be, because it really, this was the first move up. If it's going to make a second move up here and this kind of reversal bar didn't get there, if this move here doesn't really start working up to the highs, then I don't feel comfortable that we were taking out lows just to get back to those highs. If anything, we might chop around in this range. So I'm just gonna have to really watch 15-minute price action closely, but just wanted to point out this is one example of taking out some liquidity on the downside in an overall uptrend, and you could aggressively look to maybe buy down here if that's the type of trading you look to do, or opportunities you look for. There's many different things out there, but this is one example.